Hi, I'm Chris with World Class Properties. Today I want to talk to you a bit about pets. So according to a Harris poll, 3 out of 5 Americans have pets. That's roughly 60%. So when it comes to your rental, we want to make sure that we look at pets as a viable option to get your place rented quickly. Now, as long as you have restrictions, having the right family with the right pet is not a problem. So first, let's talk a little bit about the American Disability Act. Now, when it comes to assisted animal, that's a little different, and we'll come back to that, but really when it comes to that, there's not much we can do except to make sure that we follow the guidelines and we're compliant. But let's talk about the families that we want to make sure that they're going to bring in a pet that meets our guidelines. So 3 restrictions that we have is number 1, no kitty cats. Now, I like cats, but personally, it can be very destructive. Their urine has a very pungent problem with carpeting and padding and baseboards, and sometimes even gets down to the subfloor, which is very difficult to get out. So we usually draw the line with no cats. Second, no exotic animals, like our friend here. Now, I've seen people with boas, alligators, and again, it's not that they might do damage to the property. It's possibly some dangers or health and safety with the neighborhoods. So we want to keep exotic animals out of the property. The third one is aggressive breeds. Now, most families will have family-friendly breeds, but the one that comes to mind is pit bulls. And unfortunately, we have to be considerate of the neighborhood and the neighbors and the community. So no cats, no exotic animals, and no aggressive breeds. So what does that mean is we try to comply with weight. Try to keep it about 30 to 40 pounds. Second, we want to make sure we take photos so we can put it part of the lease. So they start with a Yorkie, but somehow midway through the lease, it's been replaced with a Great Dane. Well, we have to address that. We want to make sure it's in the lease. We want to make sure we have a deposit. And all these things together is a good thing because we find that a tenant who has a pet, we get some tenant retention, and typically when the pet and the tenant move out is very minimal damage, if any. Sometimes it's not even noticeable that they had a pet, and that's kind of what we want. If we stick to those criteria, we shouldn't have a problem. But more importantly, it opens up your home to a larger market, which means we get off the market sooner and get income into your pocket. So back to the American Disability Act and comfort animals, assisted animals, emotional care animals. And again, you would want to work very closely with your property manager and make sure that everyone is compliant. But in most cases, if you have a tenant that is in that position, it's a well-behaved pet and animal, so it's not an issue. So if you have more questions, feel free to give me a call. My name is Chris. My phone number and email are below. Feel free to reach out to me. Again, thank you.